Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
Here at the MGM again, as always.
2-5, right?
It is 2-5. It's about 900 effective, so I don't believe the effective stacks will end up being super relevant.
Okay.
But a little bit under the cap.
Okay.
But deep, relatively.
Right.
So it folds all the way to the button, and I'm on the button with 10-8 of spades.
Okay.
And I open to 15, which is my standard button, usually button, sometimes cut off, open size, otherwise it would be 20.
Mm-hmm.
And the small blind folds, and the big blind calls. Now, the big blind, I am almost certain, is a pro whose game is not in the limit. I believe that she's like a 5-card PLO specialist.
She is a 5-card PLO specialist. Interesting. Is that what you're saying?
She is a 5-card PLO specialist. That is correct.
Okay. That is interesting.
I don't think that she knows that I know who she is, but I'm basically certain that that's what she is.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, that's interesting. Does 5-card PLO play at the MGM? 5-card PLO high?
5-card PLO high is the only PLO game that runs with regularity there. There's they get some 4-card on occasion and
that's
a little bit of big O.
Yeah.
But 5-card is the big PLO game for whatever reason.
So just really quick before we go to the flop, and again, I didn't really know this stuff until studying through Conlon the Solver stuff, is that because I've always said it the opposite, and I still truly believe I actually have no problem with your play here, which is basically making it smaller as the opener, like on the button and the cutoff. I always say I love to do that with big hands. In optimal theory play, actually, you're supposed to be raising larger when you have position and smaller from out of position because of the positional disadvantage. I just want to put that as a note. Not that, like I said, we would do.
Right.
Yeah. It just means that's why a lot of people, if you see these guys, especially in tournaments, whatever, the GTO guys or whatever, like the theory now or the optimal solutions for sizing is that you're actually supposed to raise smaller from up front because you're going to be more apt to be out of position and you want to keep the pot smaller out of position. Whereas if you have the button or the cutoff, you're in position. But anyways,
right.
So you raise, right. So you raised 10-8 of clubs from the button to 15, and she
10-8
calls.
Of spades.
10-8 is 10-8 of spades. Okay, yeah, and she calls.
10-8 of spades.
Yep.
So the flop comes 8-8 deuce with front door diamond.
8-8 deuce diamond.
Yes.
Okay.
So she checks, and I bet $30.
Wow, you bet really big, huh?
Yes, I honestly, the sizing in this hand, I'm not entirely sure what motivated me to do it. But, there are interesting aspects to it. I really should have bet probably more like 20 or even less, I think.
Well, here's the thing, it just suck. It would suck if you should be a fair amount of ace highs should call here, right? But it would suck once you start betting really large, then the only hands that are really supposed to call are pairs and maybe ace 10 or ace jack plus. I mean, you've got a hammer lock on this hand. So I probably would have gone smaller, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously this is different than jack 8-8 with a 2 flush. It's 8-8 deuce. It's just really difficult for her to hit. So
yeah, it's extremely difficult for her to hit unless she has the case 8. It's very hard to hit anything. Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of overpairs to the 8 because she didn't 3-bet, etc. So no, I agree. The smaller sizing would be better.
Yeah.
But in any event, she calls.
Okay.
The turn is a 7 that does not put out a backdoor flush draw.
Okay.
We still have front door diamonds.
Pot's right around 90,
checks.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
She checks, and I bet 60.
Okay.
Continuing the theme of betting slightly too large.
Mm-hmm. No, I actually, at this point, though, to be honest with you, I gotta be honest, once you bet large and she calls, you might start betting even continuing to bet even larger.
Right, figuring that I've narrowed her range to the strong parts.
She's just gonna, I mean, she probably shouldn't call ace highs here on the turn, but I don't know if there's a difference between you betting 60 here or betting 75 in terms of her calling range. You know what I mean?
Right. That it might not vary very much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bet the 60. She
Mm-hmm.
calls again.
Okay.
And the river is an offsuit 3. So
Okay.
any draw that she could have had at brick,
Yep.
including the diamonds, she has got a weird straight draw.
Yep.
She checks again, and so again, continuing with the theme of assuming that she has some kind of value hand that can pay me off or a draw that won't matter, I bet 160.
So the pot is 91 for like 210, so you bet 160 basically into 210.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She thinks for 15 seconds and raises to 450.
Okay. So the question
And
is,
now,
what do you do, right?
the question is, what do I do now?
Well, obviously you can never obviously you can never rate. There's no straight. If I'm looking at the board correctly, it's 8-8 deuce 7-3. Sometimes I forget that this is mostly a podcast, so sometimes I forget to repeat the board. So it's 8-8 deuce, and you've got 10-8. So there's no straights out there, right? So obviously she could have, she could have deuces full. She could have possibly sevens full. You would think pocket threes would fold on the turn, but it might stick around. And then obviously she could have a better 8. But the thing is that, again, this is much, much different than her moving all in. I mean, this sort of is about price here where, yes, it's definitely very rare to get check raised at this level on the river. But I 116 to 210's 370. She makes it 450. That's what? So like 820, 300 to call, something like that. Like if I'm doing the math right. Right?
Yeah.
So 290 to call.
290 to
yeah,
call.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, you have an 8, which means it's less likely that she has an 8. I'm just not going to make a fold like that. I'm not going to make a fold like this at that level. At this level, I think that you have to, you have to call. You don't have one of your best 8s, but I'd have to really know the player to fold here. Getting this price, at 3-1.
Right.
So.
And I did not fold.
Okay.
I feel like every time I post a river check raise hand, I get a lot of people, LOL, you should fold.
Yeah.
But anyway, I called after tanking for a little bit. She looked vaguely disgusted and turned over ace-9 of spades.
Ace-9 of spades. There's no backup on the turn. No backdoor on turn.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a little bit. See, that's what I'm.
Just a stone ace-high float for retreat.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy. She's not supposed to call the turn, I don't think, when she doesn't pick up like backdoors and you've bet large on the flop. Obviously, it's button versus big blind, and there really usually isn't that much of a river check raise at this level. But for example, Jesse, let's say that you decided to bet 3 streets with like aces here or something. You know what I mean? Like you're just like fuck it, I'm just gonna bet 3 streets. Maybe the sizing would have been like a little bit smaller. If you get check raised on
block the 8.
Yeah, if you get check raised on the river there, like those are maybe some of the hands that you might consider folding, but you can't really fold an 8. I feel like you have to have some hands to call with. So, anyways,
and hands that block the value range.
Yeah,
raising with are good ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, but thanks for the call. Maybe you look like a guy that just she wanted to bluff. Is she an attractive lady?
So. For a poker player, she's like a 9.
Well, yeah, that's poker. You add 3 points to poker players in the room. But anyways, thanks for the call, Jess. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.